This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Lal Mallavarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First headlines. Updating the voter register is being carried out under new methodology this year. The Election Commission will issue the extraordinary gazette notification today declaring Ranil Wickremesinghe as a Member of Parliament. 2,361 more persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus yesterday. The special economic centres will be kept open today as well for wholesale trade. The state posun ceremony will be held at Mihintale Rajamahavihare from June 23rd onwards. News overseas, a state of emergency is to be lifted in Tokyo. In sports, the Sri Lanka cricket team will play an intra-squad practice match today in Manchester. And those are the headlines. The Election Commission says that updating the voters' register started on the 1st of this month. It is being carried out under the new methodology. The officials will carry out these duties strictly following the corona health guidelines. The Commission requests the voters to consult the Grama Niladharis, the respective area, only if they want to change the place of residence this year. Otherwise, registration will be done under the last year list. Chairman of the Election Commission, senior lawyer Nimal Punchihema, says that they will issue the extraordinary gazette notification today declaring the UNP leader Ranil Wickremesinghe as a Member of Parliament. UNP General Secretary Palitharange Bandara recently handed over the name of former Prime Minister and party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe to the Elections Commission for the post of National List Member of Parliament. Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to be sworn in as the MP on the 23rd of this month. He has been a Member of Parliament from 1977 to 2019 and has served as Prime Minister 5 times. He is an experienced politician who has held a number of powerful ministerial posts. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Now, EPF information and services through an SMS from HDFC Bank.
Sri Lanka yesterday confirmed that the highly contagious Delta variant of COVID-19, first identified in India, has been detected from community samples obtained in Colombo. This was revealed by the Director of the Department of Immunology and Molecular Medicine of the University of Sri Jayawardenepura, Dr. Chandima Jivendra. He said that SARS-CoV-2 Delta variant, also known as lineage B16172, has been detected from 5 samples which were all obtained from Dematagora area in Colombo. Dr. Jivendra said this is the first time that the Indian variant has been detected from community samples in Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Health says that 2,361 more persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus yesterday, bringing the total number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka thus far to 233,064. Meanwhile, the total number of coronavirus recoveries in the country has risen to 195,434. 34,758 infected patients are being treated at hospitals and treatment centres. The death toll from the pandemic stands at 2,425, with 51 more deaths reported yesterday. The economic centres will be kept open today as well for wholesale trade. And this will also serve the needs of the mobile sales. Individual traders are able to purchase the vegetables and fruits. Paligoda Manning Market and Fish Market will also be open for wholesale trade today. Meanwhile, the distribution permits of essential services are extended till 21st of June. Managers of the dedicated economic centers said business activities were successful yesterday as many wholesale traders arrived at these centers. The state poson ceremony and the Lake House Aloka Puja will be held at the Mihintale Rajamaha Vihare, giving prominence to Pratipatti Puja from June 23rd onwards. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is expected to grace the occasion on Poson Poya Day. Mihintale Rajamaha Viharatipati, Venerable Dr. Wallava Hanguni Dharmaratna Nayakathero provides guidance for the program. Parallel to the Poson Poya, the Ratana Sutra will be chanted consecutively for a week to invoke blessings for the country, its people and the world. The National Education Institute and students have organized a digital Poson zone within the Mihintale premises. The ill-fated MV Express Pearl container ship, which burnt for 13 days in the sea of Colombo Harbour, has completely submerged now, the Singapore flagged ship's operative said yesterday. Express feeders operators of the container ship Express Pearl confirmed that the wreck is now wholly sitting on the seabed at a depth of 21 meters. Caretaker salvors are on site on a 24-hour watch to deal with any possible debris and report any form of a spill from the fuel bunkers of the ship, the operator said in a statement. And that's local news.
දැන් HDFC බැංකුවෙන් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් SMS එකකින්
රාජ්‍ය හා පෞද්ගලිකංශයේ රැකියාවේ නියුතු ඔබ කොහේ සිටියත් EPF ණයතොරතුරු හා සේවාවන් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා කළ යුත්තේ EPF හිස්තැනක් නම හා ප්‍රදේශය සඳහන් කර 071 SMS එකක් එවීම පමණයි.
HDFC බැංකුව ඔබ අප සුරකින්න බැංකුව.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The Environment Ministry will commence vocational training programs to encourage Sri Lankan manufacturers to make environment-friendly items including brooms, eco-brooms, bags, toothbrushes, plates, cups and saucers, meal boxes, food wrapping sheets, spoons, straws, string hopper plates and similar items using local raw materials. The decision was taken by the ministry following a survey that revealed that a large number of these items are currently made by local manufacturers using plastic and polythene sheets which harm the environment. Accordingly, wood, ecos, coconut shells and coir, banana and lotus leaves, the trunk of bamboo trees and reed and barks of trees, newsprint and cardboard are suggested by the Environment Ministry to manufacture perishable items. And that came to you in Top News.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight, National Dengue Eradication Unit says that there is a risk of a dengue outbreak with the southwest monsoon rain. A director of the unit, Dr. Aruna Jayasekara, says that the disease could spread in western, southern, Sabrakamur, northwestern and central provinces. Dr. Jayasekara further said that there is a similarity of symptoms in dengue and COVID. Therefore, he said people should seek medical treatment immediately if there are symptoms. And that came to you in Watchlight. And up next is World News headlines first. State of emergency is to be lifted in Tokyo. A U.S. Supreme Court upholds affordable healthcare law. Iranians vote in presidential election today. And those are the headlines. And moving on to the stories in detail. The state of emergency in Tokyo is to be lifted 5 weeks before the start of the Olympic Games. Emergency COVID-19 restrictions have been in place in Japan's capital and other prefectures since late April amid a surge in infections, but will be lifted on Sunday. However, some quasi-emergency measures will remain in some areas, including Tokyo, until 11th July. The U.S. Supreme Court has upheld the law which aims to provide affordable health insurance for all Americans, dismissing a legal challenge from Texas and 17 other Republican-governed states. And it is the third time since 2010 that the Affordable Care Act, ACA, the signature policy of former President Barack Obama, has survived a challenge. The law gave millions of low-income Americans access to medical insurance. Iranians will elect a new president on Friday, with all but one of the four candidates to succeed Hassan Rouhani regarded as hardliner. Opinion polls suggest Ibrahim Raisi, a conservative Shia cleric who heads the judiciary, is a clear favorite. Moderate former central bank governor Abdul Nasser Amati is his main rival. And that's world news. And moving on to development news, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation signed a memorandum of understanding with the Hambantota International Port Group last week to develop Hambantota Port as a strategic energy centre in Sri Lanka at the Ministry of Energy, with top officials of CPC and HIPG participating. A separate storage terminal with associated facilities for both domestic and export purposes connected to the port via a pipeline is to be established by CPC about 15 kilometers away from the port. And that's development news. And moving on to sports. The Sri Lanka cricket will play 2 intra-squad practice matches today and on Sunday at the Old Trafford Cricket Ground in Manchester. The 24-member Sri Lanka squad, led by Kusal Janit Pereira, reached Manchester on the 9th June and completed their 3-day quarantine period at the hotel. The Sri Lanka team is scheduled to leave for Cardiff on Sunday ahead of the first T20 international against England on 23rd June. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe fast bowler Kyle Jarvis has announced his retirement from all cricket after a year of illness and injury. Having made his international debut in 2009, he played 13 tests, 49 ODIs and 22 T20s, picking up 46, 58 and 28 wickets respectively. And that's sports news.
Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Commercial bank credit card holders can enjoy discounts of up to 25% and other benefits when they order fresh vegetables, fruits, seafood and meals via glowmark.lk. And the Pick Me Food app, following a tie-up between the bank and these retail and delivery partners. The bank's credit card customers are entitled to a 25% discount on the items covered by the offer every Saturday when they purchase via the Glowmark supermarket website and pay for their shopping with their credit cards for bills over value over ₹2,500.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of ₹1,000 from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
In economic news, the Finance Ministry says that the government has been able to save a sum of ₹250 billion by temporarily suspending import of vehicles. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has decided to take this decision to maintain financial stability in the country amidst the negative impacts posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. State Minister Ajit Nimad Kapral says that this has also led to help establishing the national economy.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says that several spells of light showers will occur in western, central, Sabarakamu and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. A wind speed will be around 30 to 40 kilometers per hour in western slope of the Central Hills, northern, north central and northwestern provinces, and in Hambantota and Trikamaly districts. The wind speed can be increased up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in these areas.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Before we wind up this news podcast, let's look at the main points once again. Updating the voters' register is being carried out under new methodology this year. The Election Commission will issue the extraordinary gazette notification today declaring Ranil Wickremesinghe as a Member of Parliament. 2,361 more persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus yesterday. The special economic centres will be kept open today for wholesale trade. The state posun ceremony will be held at the Mikintale Rajamahawihare from June 23rd onwards. And with that, we conclude this morning news broadcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.